I want to tell you about my biggest victory in sales. The year was 2008. I was in Iraq. People started yelling my name, Knudsen, Knudsen, Knudsen. So I ran. I was in this tent where we take a break, and I ran up onto this wall where in the middle of the desert we had this 30-foot wall where we had 1,000 prisoners inside. This is what I walk into. I climb up and I see a squad of soldiers, rifles up, safeties off, fingers on the triggers. There's 1,000 Iraqi men, and there's one guy in between them with a razor wire to his neck, threatening to take his life. The 1,000 Iraqis were Sunnis, and this one guy had accidentally gotten put in our prison camp, and he was a Shia. They don't like each other. So yeah, Chris knows. The 1,000 were going to take him and dismember him and torture him before they killed him. He said, I would rather take my life than let them get a hold of me. The soldiers, which were led by a friend of mine that is a very trigger happy, he's had a lot of issues with violence during our deployment, not a good situation. So he's here, and I'm there. I'm the compound commander for the day. This job rotates. So this guy's the QRF, the Quick Response Force commander, and he is ready to pull the trigger. He wants all of his guys to shoot, and I'm just trying to keep everybody alive. So I've always treated the prisoners with respect. I've never lied to them. They had really good respect for me. So I told the prisoners, the 1,000 of them, if you take a step, I will effing kill you. And I'm screaming this with my interpreter saying at the time. I turn to the soldiers and I say, you do not fire unless I give you the command. This whole process took about an hour. So I had to hold these two forces back. I had to enroll them. I had to convince them that I was in charge, that I could handle this situation. The QRF commander, he was so upset, he went to our commander over us to try to get him to overrule me because he wanted to engage on those Iraqis because they were trying to sneak up. And so he wanted to get permission to open fire and just start killing these Iraqis because they were justified. It would have been a justified shoot. The paperwork would have been just fine. No one would have been in trouble. But the commander didn't want to make that call. So he said, hey, Knudsen is the man on the ground. Whatever he says goes. We're just going to trust him. After yelling at these two and just having this dominant presence, I had to go to this little terrified Shia guy with a razor to his throat and be like, hey, buddy, I see you. I recognize what you're feeling. I sympathize and I empathize with you as best as I can. And I had to just say, I want you just to trust me. I will take care of you. I promise nothing is gonna happen to you. And so about an hour of this, and finally this little Shia came over and he met me at the gate, and I was able to help him get to the compound where the rest of his people were. That is the power of sales. It's a lot more than we think of or that we give it credit for. Sales is leadership. Thank you.
I treat growing a business like a military operation. We get laser focused on the objective, get extremely organized, and take massive action. When you have this vision and you take action by letting go of that ego and surrendering to this vision that you have, that's when you're going to see miracles. You're going to have amazing opportunity. All kinds of things are going to come into your life that maybe you couldn't imagine. At the moment, you're like, I can't believe I'm doing this. I can't believe I'm talking to these people and they're looking at me like I have something to say. Who knows what that is for you? But if you can surrender to that vision and let go of that ego, that's when you're going to have the miracles come into your life. Breathe in and hold it. So just sit in that feeling of love, peace, excitement, whatever it is. Feel that feeling right now. Look at your life. What am I doing now that is not in alignment with what I'm trying to manifest? From your list of ideas that you have to get that thing, just pick one thing and put it on your schedule for the next day. When are you going to do that thing? What's going to happen is you're going to become one of those people that we asked ChatGPT about 5 years from now, and they say, hey, what does someone do every day that makes $10 million a year? And ChatGPT might look at Sean Knudsen and say, well, here's what he does. Is this going to be a moment for you that's going to lead to getting that thing that you want to manifest? Thank you.